The National Broadcasting Company invites you to listen to Glenn Miller's music.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Glenn Miller Music. I'm your host, Barry Papiernik. I think we've got a great show lined up for you today. A lot of Miller magic, a Miller medley, some of the Air Force Band, and we're going to salute the Miller movies, Sun Valley Serenade and Orchestra Wives. Plus, we've got a little audio soundbite from Ray McKinley. All that and more packed into our program today on Glenn Miller Music. So nice to have you with us. Why don't you buckle your seatbelt, because look out now. Here we go. We're coming out swinging.
Walking down Lover's Lane with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no. Don't go walking down Lover's Lane with anyone else but me till I come marching home. I just got word from a guy who heard from the guy next door to me. The girl he met just loves to pet, and it fits you to a T. So don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me till I come marching home.
Don't give out with those lips of yours to anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no. Watch the girls on the foreign shores. You'll have to report to me when you come marching home.
Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. I know the apple tree country is reserved for you and me, and I'll be true till you come marching home.
What you say? Man, you sure look awful sad today.
Glenn, I got the misery, so the best is kind. My gal fluffed me off, she won't pay me no mind.
Boy, that's bad. I don't blame you for feeling sad.
I guess me and romance just don't mix.
Texas, I'd say you're in a terrible fix.
Yeah.
Right on down.
I'm so sorry for myself. I'm so sorry for myself. I'd go home and end it all, but 14 stories is an awful ball. I'm so sorry for myself.
Glenn Miller Radio, heard round the world.
This is your swinging station.
Something old I cried for you. Ray Eberle sings This Changing World.
This changing world, this changing scene. Where is it taking us? What does it mean? As long as we're certain of each other, we know we don't have to be afraid. These changing times we rise above. We have no time for them. We have our love, and love is the only thing that still remains the same through all this changing world.
Marie borrowed from Tommy Dorsey.
All the reach is through, just break for me. Girl of my dreams, I want you, I need you. Apple and faces meet, la 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 la. Here go crying again, take me darling, take me. On a night like this, we go fat in the park. Oh, the way I like it, darling, I'm yours. Smoking escape from me, oh, body and soul. Living in a great big way, mama.
Something blue, blue sky.
Yeah, that was Medley time, June 3rd, 1940. I Cried for You, the old song. Something new, This Changing World. Ray Eberle sang that when the entire band got in on the act, borrowing Tommy Dorsey's Marie. And the blue song was Blue Skies. And our set that we opened up with, the V Hop, or the V for Victory Hop, as it was called, from a Chesterfield program, February 26, 1942. Also in the same show, everybody got in on the act, a little Don't Sit Under the Apple Tree. I'm Sorry for Myself, that's a Glen Island Casino broadcast. Marion was in there, Tex and Glenn himself doing a little rapping, I guess you would call that, June 30th, 1939. And a song written by Jerry Gray and the band's piano player, Chummy McGregor, June 25th, 1941. Recorded in Hollywood, Solid as a Stonewall Jackson. Glenn Miller music right here. Good to have you with us. Hope we're playing a couple of your favorite songs. Right now, as we always do in this part of the program, we kind of slow things down a little bit, kind of get into the romance department. And we're going to kick it off with Ray Eberle singing what was a big song during its day. It's from the Glen Island Casino, the summer of 1939. See if you remember Blue Orchids.
dreamed of two blue orchids, two beautiful blue orchids last night, while in my lonely room. I dreamed of two blue orchids, so rare and full of light, that I wanted to possess each tender bloom. Then my dream took wings, and through 1,000 springs, blue orchids seemed in a world apart. But when I met you, something pale and blue came stealing from the meadows of my heart. I saw my two blue orchids, my beautiful blue orchids last night, and what a sweet surprise. When you looked at me, it was plain to see blue orchids only bloom in your eyes. Won't you come with me to Dreamsville, Ohio? There's no better place to dream. There's a winding lane that leads you down to a stream. When the moon comes up in Dreamsville, Ohio, and it lights the town below. Then you'll know the sweetest moments you'll ever know. You'll find a kissing rock that stands beside a wishing well. But you must seal every wish with a kiss, or you'll break the spell. There's a happiness in Dreamsville, Ohio. Even money couldn't buy. All that's missing down in Dreamsville is you and I. In Dreamsville, even money couldn't buy. All that's missing down in Dreamsville is you and I.
Couple great ones there from Mr. Miller's romance department. We started off with a song written by Hoagie Carmichael, Blue Orchid, sung by Ray Eberle from a broadcast of January 28th, 1939. Instrumentally Yours, an arrangement from Jerry Gray's pen, On the Alamo. And that very, very pretty trumpet you heard in there was from Johnny Best, recorded in Chicago the 11th of July in 1940 from a broadcast. And then it was Ray and the Modernaires taking us on a trip to Dreamsville, Ohio, November 12th, 1941. That was from a Sunset Serenade program at the Café Rouge, which was from a Saturday, which was on the air from 5 until 6 in the afternoon. Café Rouge in New York City. A couple romance things there from the Glenn Miller Band. This is Glenn Miller Music, the magic and the memories from the era of Glenn Miller's big band from 1938 to 1944. If you'd like to get in touch with us, facebook.com, Glenn Miller Music, or you can contact me, Barry Papiernik, at gmail.com. Every week we try to spotlight something about the band, and this week we're going to spotlight the movies that the band made. They made, as many Miller fans know, they made two movies. 1941, it was Sun Valley Serenade, and in 1942, Orchestra Wives. So we'd like to pull a song or two out of those movies, and why don't we kick it off from 1941, Sun Valley Serenade and Sun Valley Jump.
come along.
My lonely days are over, and life is like a song.
At last, the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped in clover.
The night I looked at you, I found a dream that I can speak to, a dream that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to,
A thrill I've never known. You smiled, and then the spell was cast.
and here we are in heaven.
For you are mine at last.
You smiled, and then the spell was cast.
And here we are in heaven.
For you are mine at Say, get a load of that moon.
Look at those stars. We get it all for free.
All the pretty birdies sing for.
People like you and me.
You've heard of roses are red.
Violets are blue. That's corny poetry.
Maybe corn is just a thing for.
People like you and me.
Folks may say we're antiquated,
If they do, who cares?
so we're not sophisticated.
Leave it to the millionaires.
I'm gonna stick to the moon, stay with the stars.
That's my philosophy. Nature must have thought of spring for people like you and me.
those guys high in the skies, winging to victory.
Up and at 'em in the fight for people like you and me.
Hey, get a load of those gobs doing their jobs, keeping the sea lanes free.
Just to make the future bright for people like you and me.
You must put your Yankee heart and soul in everything you do. Keep 'em flying, keep 'em rolling. Uncle Sam will see you through.
We'll have to roll up our sleeves,
Tighten our belts,
But through the dark we'll see
The lady with the liberty light for people like you and you and you and people like me, people like you and me.
From our spotlight today, Mr. Miller Goes to the Movies. Some great songs that Glenn recorded for two movies that he made at 20th Century Fox, the studios in Hollywood, California, from Sun Valley Serenade, Jerry Gray's Sun Valley Jump, Billy May there on the trumpet, Ernie Casares on the clarinet. The classic, one of the classics of all times, At Last. That was recorded twice. That was the second version for the movie, Ray Eberle and Pat Friday. And that trumpet you heard in the beginning, that's Johnny Best. And then finally, People Like You and Me, a little wartime theme in there from the movie Orchestra Wives, and a good one on Glenn Miller Music. Good to have you with us. I'm Barry Papiernik. As we roll along here, as portion of the program, we go and salute the Army Air Force Band and one of Glenn's longtime friends, somebody he met in the Ray Noble Band, Ray McKinley, and then Ray stayed friends with him, and then they were together in the Army Air Force Band. Ray was the drummer in the band. And Ray had some memories that he shared for a TV special a bunch of years ago. Ray Eberle talking about his relationship with Glenn and Glenn's disappearance.
And then I heard that he had left. Well, so what? He'd left. We were going to go over soon. Then when we landed over there and nobody was there to meet us, I knew something was wrong. We all did, but we didn't know what. It wasn't a good feeling that he was missing, but we always thought for a long time that he would show up. For some reason or other, we always thought he would show up. I guess it was months. It was really a matter of at least 2 months that we finally resigned ourselves that he's lost.
Remember, you heard it, probably that's to it, a long time ago. Now's your chance to relive it with Living Radio.
Village in Texas, there's a guy who plays the best piano by far. He can play piano any way you like it, but the kind he plays the best is A to the bar. When he jams, it's a ball. He's the daddy of them all. Oh, the people gather round when he gets on the stand. Then when he plays, he gets a hand. The rhythm he plays puts the cats in a trance. Nobody there bothers to dance. And when he jams the bass and guitar, they holler, beat me daddy, A to the bar. A plank, a plank, a plank, 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 plonking on the keys. A riff, a rap, a riff, rap, riff, rap, riffing out with ease. And when he jams with the bass and guitar, they holler, beat me daddy, A to the bar.
an evening.
Can't think of anything I'd rather do.
This is a lovely way
to spend an evening.
Can't think of anyone
as lovely as you. A casual stroll through a garden, a kiss by a lazy lagoon,
catching a breath of moonlight,
humming our favorite tune.
This is a lovely way want to save all my nights
and spend them with you.
This is a lovely way to spend a lovely evening.
I want to save all my nights and spend them with you.
Save all my nights just for you.
It's great to be an American, live in the land of the free. Be proud that you're an American. You stand for life, you stand for love and liberty.
Yes, sir, it's great to be an American, and we invite you folks listening now to join us in our salute to the soldiers in Uncle Sam's service everywhere, to whom we've dedicated this part of our program. Now for the tunes chosen by the camps this week as our salute to the men in uniform everywhere. First, the favorite of the Marines at the Parris Island Barracks down in South Carolina. It's a tune that's been climbing steadily toward the top. Meredith Willson's swell theme song with Ray singing the vocal. Marines, here's the tune you selected, You and I.
Darling, you and I know the reason why our summer sky is blue, and we know why birds in the trees sing melodies too, and why love will grow from the first hello until the last goodbye. So to sweet romance, there's just one answer, you and I.
Fort Terry is the next camp to be saluted. It's located not far from here in upstate New York. These neighbors of ours kind of lean to the classics because they've picked the theme of the Tchaikovsky Piano Concerto as their favorite. So for Uncle Sam's Terry Men, here's Bill Finnegan's arrangement of Tchaikovsky's B-flat minor Piano Concerto. Well, here we go again with the tune that's been topping our salute list for the 4 weeks running. And it looks as though it's still going strong because the remaining 3 camps for this week all selected it as the tune they like best. For the soldiers of Camp Blanding, Florida, the Jefferson Barracks in Missouri, and Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Here's the band playing and Ray singing, "I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire."
wanna set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart. In my heart I have but one desire, and that one is you. No other will do. I've lost all ambition for worldly acclaim. I just want to be the one you love. And with your admission that you feel the same, I've reached the goal I'm dreaming of. Believe me, I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your
A reminder now of the tunes for you folks at home to vote on this week. Paris Island Marine Barracks down in South Carolina, You and I. Fort Terry, New York, Piano Concerto. Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and Jefferson Barracks, Missouri, and Camp Blanding, Florida, I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire. There they are, and now let's hear from you folks listening in. Stop off at the post office and pick up a dozen cards. They'll last for several weeks. Write on one of the cards the name of the tune you like best from the ones we just mentioned, and in this way do your part toward making the leisure hours of our men in the service a great deal more pleasant and enjoyable. Now, here at the Café Rouge, over 900 people walked in and put down a quarter for the USO to come into our USO matinee. So the folks here are doing their part. Let's hear from you folks listening in. Now, our arrangement of a classic that's getting its share of your requests, Anvil Chorus. to curtain time on another Sunset Serenade. Our special Saturday program is dedicated to our men in the service and you folks back home. We'll be back again next Saturday, same time, with more music for your entertainment and, of course, the favorite tunes of our 5 camps chosen for next week. We hope you'll be listening, and in the meantime, keep 'em flying.
And thank you very much.